What's up, guys? Welcome to the third episode of the Heat Check podcast. Got a lot to dive into, as always. I'm your host, Brett, my co-host here, Joey. NBA kind of went on a little hiatus because of, some Black Lives Matter stuff going on. We're not going to get into that. It's back. Got some game twos. Got some series twos going over. Nuggets forced a game 7. Like I predicted, Clips topped the Mavs. I was kind of hoping it would go up to 7, but that's fine. Those guys, I believe. The winner of the Nuggets Jazz game plays the Clippers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then the winner of the Houston versus OKC game plays Lakers. So let's talk about Boston tops Toronto in the first game, but we saw how first games don't really matter. Toronto led by Coach of the Year, Nick Nurse. I feel like Toronto will win the series over Boston. I know you're a Boston sports fan. You're going to be supportive of your team, and I understand that. But Toronto's my favorite this year to win the fucking finals, in my opinion. I like them.
Well, that series is a toss-up. I mean, they're such an evenly matched series. I'm glad we got that series this year. It's going to be tough, but I have Boston 6 games.
Boston 6.
If the Raptors would have won that first game, then I don't know. But Celtics beat them by almost 20 last night, and they've always struggled against the Celtics this regular season.
Yeah.
So.
It's all really a matter of, can Nick Nurse prove that he's still the coach of the year against that series? I feel like that series will really be pivotal and really prove that he won that award. He deserved to win that award, though. Heat versus Bucks. A lot of people have the Heat winning in this series. Bucks, they played really well after game 1 against Orlando. Of course, Antetokounmpo, Defensive Player of the Year, probably MVP at this point because, people have been debating if it's Kawhi or LeBron or Kevin Durant as the best players in the league. If Giannis can take his team to the finals, I feel like Giannis is no doubt the best player in the league. Back-to-back MVPs, and this year won Defensive Player of the Year. I have no doubt in my mind he will win MVP. They haven't announced it yet. That's probably going to be the last award they're going to announce. But I have a little bit of a hot take. I have the Heat winning this series in 6 against the Bucks.
I do too. I have them in 7, actually. I don't have them in 6, but I have the Heat winning. I love the Heat this year.
The Heat are something. They're playing amazing right now. Yeah, I'm really curious. I'm really curious to see how. I think it'll really be a defensive matchup when it comes not really offensive. Really, just you got 2 great defensive players, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, and then you have the Defensive Player of the Year in Antetokounmpo. I feel like the man that's going to have to step up for the Bucks, because of course Giannis is dominating. That just tells you last series. Nobody on that Bucks team really played extraordinary besides Giannis. That just tells you how big of a game changer he is. I feel like if anyone needs to step up for the Bucks, it's Chris Middleton. He's their second option. He hasn't really been playing all that great. Hasn't really been playing like a second option. But Middleton, he's trustworthy when Giannis is out. Middleton usually performs well. I know that because I think the 2 times we played the Bucks, the Wizards played during the season, we had to face off against Middleton. And Middleton went off. Yet he couldn't guard Bradley Beal because he dropped 50 on his head both times. No, one of the times. The other time he dropped like 40-something. But, that's going to be an interesting series. Who do you have in that Game 7 versus Nuggets and the Jazz?
I got the Nuggets. Nuggets are playing really good. I had the Nuggets winning that series from the beginning. I mean,
you said in 6, right? You said in 6,
right?
I
said in 6, but it's in 7 now. Who thought the Jazz would do that, man? That's such an upset. I mean, if they win this series, that's going to be crazy. It's going to be probably the best round one series.
I believe I had the Nuggets there. I believe I had the Nuggets there as well. And then I predicted the Clips. I think I predicted the Clippers to beat them in 6. I don't. Wait, no, I did. I went to 7. I think last episode, but yeah, we got a lot of good series. Hopefully shaping up. Hopefully another rapist doesn't die and they decide to victimize him. But, we got some awards that are coming up as well. We got Rookie of the Year, Most Improved Player, Sixth Man of the Year. I'm going to start off with my predictions. You just tell me if you disagree with any of them. Sixth Man of the Year, Dennis Schroeder for OKC. I feel like anybody on that OKC teams, somebody from that team deserves an award because I wouldn't have been surprised if Billy Donovan would have won Coach of the Year because what the OKC Thunder have done this year is great. Like everyone thought they were going to be tanking. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander played great. Chris Paul played great. Dennis Schroeder played great. I feel like he's the Sixth Man of the Year this year. Most Improved Player, it is a really hard race. I don't even know why Luka is in this conversation. It really should be Devontae Graham. But There's Luka, Ingram, and Bam Adebayo. It's really hard between Ingram and Adebayo, but I think the league is going to choose Brandon Ingram. I would love to see Bam win it, though. I just feel like Ingram's going to be the move for them. And then Rookie of the Year, a lot of people are saying Zion. I feel like the league will probably end up going Zion, but I want Ja to win it just because Ja has played this year.
I
Right?
have
And some
Ja,
people
yeah.
some people are saying that, it's not Zion's fault that he wasn't being played, it's his team's. Well, there was a point where Zion was healthy. The Pelicans just rested him even longer so he could work on his jump shot. I mean, that's kind of what it seemed like, because not everyone knew him as a shooter, and then his first came back, he was shooting the lights out. I mean, he couldn't fucking miss. So I feel like they kind of had a mini training camp for Zion in the middle of the season, and even he barely played any games. Hell, even when the bubble came back, he barely played. And in that case, it was a little bit weird. I don't know why the Pelicans didn't play him. I guess they're just saving him up for next year. But yeah, Ja is definitely the Rookie of the Year this year. But I wouldn't be surprised they go Zion.
Yeah, in my books, Ja's the Rookie of the Year. I mean, there's no excuse. I mean, still, even if Zion didn't play, that's not an excuse for not winning Rookie of the Year. I mean, you didn't play, you don't deserve it. Ja played all season, he deserves it. He showed out. Yeah,
He nearly carried that Grizzlies team into the playoffs. That was so that's what was so impressive. And I feel like Zion would have been able to have the chance to, but his team just didn't play him. And that's what I feel like hurts Zion's argument. I feel like Zion will end up being the better player down the road? Yeah. But when it
yeah,
comes to Rookie of the Year, this year, Ja took over the league. He took over the Grizzlies. He's the greatest draft pick they've made probably since Pau and Marcus Saw. Probably better. Probably better. He'll probably end up being better. That's just what I think. I feel like a lot of people said Ja Morant was going to be what Mike Conley was for the Grizzlies. Man, Ja Morant is way better than Mike Conley will ever
yeah.
be. I feel
He's
like that
explosive.
he's so much more explosive. And don't sleep on his shooting. His shooting can be there sometimes. But yeah. What about most improved player?
Most improved player, I mean, I agree with you. I like Devontae Graham. I thought he did pretty good, but I mean, he's underrated, so
They didn't even
Ingram,
post him as a candidate. He wasn't even a
yeah.
finalist. They put Luka as
I,
a finalist.
I like Devontae Graham, but I probably agree with you with Ingram because Luka, he improved, but I mean he was still great last year, so
Yeah.
I don't see that happening. And then
Yeah.
Bam Adebayo, I really don't know too much about him if I'm being honest, but I
Bam's
mean I
Bam,
know he's a great player.
Bam's gonna be a top 5 center by the end of next year. Hell, maybe even top 3. With how far he is going up, with how far he's projected to go up, he's been playing great. Yeah, I mean, no doubt, expect him to be in company with Embiid and Jokic pretty much.
Yeah, I'll say Brandon Ingram for most improved player.
And then sixth man of the year.
Sixth man of the year. Shoot,
The candidates are
honestly.
Schroeder, Lou Will, and Montrezl Harrell.
I think I'm just gonna stick with Lou Will, man. I mean,
Nah, man. Schroeder has the bigger impact. I feel like even though Lou Will's always going to be a good 6 man. But Schroeder I feel like deserves the award this year. But yeah, of course we don't have a lot of NBA news to talk about because of all that little hiatus stuff like that. But series are going on. Houston, OKC, I believe plays tonight. Who do you got winning that series? I feel like Houston wins it.
yeah, Houston wins the next game, and then they're gonna go on and get swept by the Lakers.
Yeah,
So,
probably.
sorry to say it, but I don't see much happening in that
Yeah.
series.
Yeah, probably they're probably going to go past. When it comes to Nuggets versus Clips, I feel like it'll be sort of the same type of thing. If they play well enough, I could see them taking one, maybe two
Yeah,
games. But hell, I feel like the Clips or the Mavs would have ended up beating the Nuggets. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the Jazz went through. I really wouldn't, because the Jazz have been playing a lot better than I expected them to. Even though I expected them to play up until Game 7, I thought they were just going to start off really good from the start and then just fall through at the end. And then it's kind of really been back and forth. But yeah, got a lot to look forward to. Second round about to be fully underway. Toronto and Boston, I believe, are the only series that started. And I believe Heat and Bucks play tonight. So we'll see how that series start off. We'll really get a good dive into. But there's a lot of talk about the NFL. So let's go ahead and get into that. So Leonard Fournette and Yannick Ngakoue, I believe that's how you say his name. Jags are going all in on their rebuild. Fournette is out. Yannick is out. Yannick over at the Vikings. Does that make the Vikings defense elite? Because now they've got Daniil Hunter, Anthony Harris, Harrison Smith, and Yannick, and Anthony Barr, and who's that other guy? I can't remember his name. Jesus.
Kendricks.
Eric Kendricks. Eric Kendricks. That's who he is. Yeah. I feel like it makes their defense elite. What about you?
I think their defense was already elite, but I mean,
it's top. It's up there. It really is up there. And then Leonard Fournette, where do you see him landing? I'm seeing a lot of buzz that he lands over in Patriots, but the Patriots are kind of in the same boat with the Cowboys. They always get mentioned. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I honestly don't have any idea of where he could go. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams don't trust in Cam Akers and pick him up. But I feel like they're gonna go with Cam this year.
I think the Bears are going to get him. You know why? Because how David Montgomery just come off of that little groin injury.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see the Bears getting him.
Also, Kenyon Drake, he's a big fantasy guy. We just had our fantasy draft, and some guys are riding high on Kenyon Drake, but Kenyon Drake's been in a walking boot recently. He has not been in practice. Ooh. Yeah, so people are saying maybe Chase Edmonds, their backup back, could come in.
Wow.
I wouldn't be surprised if Leonard Fournette signs a 1 year. And then goes over there. I also wouldn't be surprised if he goes to sort of a lower end team. Also, the Bucks. The Bucks are a big name that's floating around. They got some small little, but I'm saying if Fournette were to go to Tampa,
that's gonna be a killer team.
That would definitely change up my NFC rankings. Which, by the way, we'll get into those at the end of the episode. But yeah, Jags going all in on the rebuild. I feel bad for Trubisky. I feel bad for Minshew. I feel bad for Chark as well. Chark, he's probably going to have a good year, but he's the only guy there, so he's going to get doubled to hell. Minshew probably isn't going to be a Jaguar by the end of next year because how can you not take Trevor Lawrence? Even though I feel like they should stick with Minshew, I feel like Trevor Lawrence will probably end up being better than Minshew. I could be wrong on that one, though. But there's a lot – For once, Jacksonville is interesting to talk about, but that'll probably be the first time it's the first time in the last 20 years. Actually, take that back. They did make it to the AFC Championship, and they almost beat your Patriots. But did they almost beat you? I'm pretty sure they almost.
Yeah,
beat
it was a pretty good game. They were
because that's when they had. Bouye was doing good. Bortles was ass, but Allen Robinson was still on that team. And ever since then, I mean, you look at the weapons who have left Jacksonville. AJ Bouye, I believe, is Miles Jack still there? I think he might still be there. I think he's probably
is.
Yeah. But you got AJ Bouye left this year, Yannick and Leonard Fournette, and then last year Jalen Ramsey left, Allen Robinson left, Blake Bortles left. If that means anything, there's so many guys that are just exiting out of Jacksonville, and it's good for them because it's a tanking ship. That's one you don't want to be on. And Yannick, I saw a headline that he was willing to take a $6 million pay cut because he wanted to get out of Jacksonville so bad. He literally said to the Vikings, if y'all trade for me, y'all don't have to give up anything, and I will literally let y'all tag me. I just don't want to be in Jacksonville. So yeah, Fournette, it's going to be interesting to look out on him. I know fantasy owners are a little bit nervous. Just everyone's keeping an eye on, or has been keeping an eye on Clowney for the past 5 months. I honestly don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think he's going anywhere at this point. Same thing with Earl Thomas. I mean, we haven't even gotten on the phone with him, yada, yada, yada. I've heard some injury news going around about maybe Xavier Woods, but I don't know how really important it is or how severe it is, but we'll just see how it plays out. But let's get into our weekly top 10s. We're getting close to the start of the league, so we're getting into whole entire conference prediction. So today we got tight ends, edge rushers, and NFC. Let's start off with the tight ends. I'm going to start off with my bottom 6. At 10, I know you're probably not going to like this, but at 10, I got Gronk. I just can't trust him. He's been out the league for 2 years. I don't know how I could put him over the rest of these 9 guys. But yeah, I have Gronk at 10. At 9, I put Austin Hooper. I believe it's Austin Hooper. He's a good tight end. He played phenomenal for Atlanta last year. Though I don't know if Njoku is going to be playing for the Browns this year. I know he requested a trade, but I don't know how good the relations are right now. So if Njoku doesn't play, Hooper could start creeping up there. But Hooper safe at 9. 8, Jared Cook. I really like Jared Cook. He's been one of the best tight ends in the league for a little bit now. He was the dagger in the 2016 Cowboys. Fuck Aaron Rodgers as always, but yeah, Jared Cook's a great tight end. Evan Ingram, he would be top 5 if he wasn't injury prone. I put him at 7. He has missed, I believe, like 14 games since he's been in the league. He's missed 14 games in total due to injuries, but he has been great when he does play. And he is another Cowboys killer. He always performs great against us. At 6, I have the Chargers. Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry. He's an underrated blocker. I feel like he's one of the better blocking tight ends, but he's also got good hands, and he's not the slowest. I like Hunter Henry. Yeah, that's my bottom 6. What about yours?
Uh, at 10, I have Jared Cook. I mean, he's proved himself. He's good. He's average, but I mean, he's not higher than these guys that I got. I don't know why you're so low on Gronkowski. You're gonna see. But
Nah,
9, I got Tyler Higbee. Did you mention Tyler Higbee?
I did not.
Okay, well, I like him this year. He's probably one of the only stars on that defense. They got Cooper Kupp and him, so I think he'll do pretty good. And just above him, I got Hooper. Again, we'll see if there's a committee over there in Cleveland, but he performed great last year. He was like a top 2 or 3 fantasy tight end last year, so he'll do pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter Henry is at 7 for me. I could put him a little higher, but I mean, he's pretty good. I don't think he's better than at number 6, Darren Waller, though.
Mm. Yeah. The only reason I didn't put Tyler Higbee's up there is that I know Gerald Everett. I know about him. He was their number 1 tight end. I do somewhat feel like that. I think he's on injury, so I feel like Tyler Higbee will probably be the more dominant tight end there. But I do feel like there is going to be a committee. And I feel like it'll establish probably about halfway through the season because I like Everett. I like Higbee as well. I debated putting him up there. But yeah, it really is a toss up. My top 5 at number 5, I put Darren Waller. Um, for a tight end, he is stupid fast and he's got great hands. Blocking, he hasn't really shown. He's really just a deep threat. He's really just a deep threat. At 4, I have the Ravens, Mark Andrews. Last year he had a phenomenal season. Proved himself to be one of the greatest tight ends, one of the best tight ends in the league. Probably Lamar's favorite target. And even though doesn't really happen much when it comes to tight ends, Mark Andrews is the type of guy you want as a target. At 3, I have the Eagles, Zach Ertz. I mean, he's broken records. He's got great hands. Once again, blocking isn't all that great, but Ertz, he's just one of those guys. He balls out every single year. At 2, I have Travis Kelce. The only thing that separates Kelce from Kittle is blocking. I think blocking in tight ends is really important because even though, they're supposed to have hands and they're supposed to have a little bit of speed behind them, they got to have a blocker. Because when you run the ball, you need that extra lead blocker sometimes if you're running a stretch, if you're running a pitch or something like that. And that's why I feel like Kittle has the advantage over Kelce. But if we're talking about receiving threat, Kelce is obviously the better receiver. But Kittle, I feel like will have the better season because a lot of wide receivers are out there injured now. Debo, I have seen, even though he is on injury reserves right now, he has been seen fully sprinting in practices. So Debo is a week 1 hopeful. So wouldn't be surprised to see. But I still feel like Kittle will still be the number 1 receiving target over there. That's why I feel like alongside his blocking, he'll probably have a better season than Kelce.
All right, well, at 5, I have Gronkowski. I'm really surprised that you put him at 10. I mean, the breakout potential that he has with his old quarterback,
He can't
it's
even
Gronk.
handle the Florida Heat. He can't even
He's
handle the Florida Heat, man.
I don't want to hear that. I mean, I hate him still for leaving us. I hate Brady for leaving us, but I mean, you can't deny Gronk. He was the best tight end. in the league for years, and I
Yeah.
mean, taking a year off, he's still got to have the same, ability. I
I mean,
mean,
yeah, he took a year off, but what did he do in that year off? He wrestled.
partied.
He wrestled. He wrestled, smoked weed, and partied. Now
At
that
least he
weed's
was staying fit, man. At least he
I
was
mean, I
staying
mean,
fit.
yeah, I mean, yeah, he is in the best shape that I think I've ever seen him in. But there's too many threats over there in Tampa. There's too many. You got Godwin and Evans. You can't throw to Gronk more. I know Gronk is a favorite from Brady.
Exactly. That's the thing. They have two deep threats, so that's going to open up the middle for him. He's going to be catching touchdowns left and right. I mean,
Mm.
Brady's going to gravitate towards Gronk because he knows Gronk. You know what
I
I
mean,
mean?
I
He's played with
understand.
Gronk.
I do understand that. I just don't feel like he will end up being better than Hooper. I don't feel like he's better than Hooper, Cook, Ingram, Henry, Waller, Andrews, Ertz,
Okay.
Kittle, or
Okay.
Kelsey.
All right. Well, we'll see. At 4, I actually have Zach Ertz. 4 and 3 are pretty interchangeable, but I mean, I got Andrews just above him because of how good receiving season he had last year, and I mean, he's got arguably the second best quarterback in the league. Throwing to
Yeah.
him, he's definitely the target on that team. They don't have many receivers to throw to, so I see him at 3. And then at my 1 and 2, I got Kelsey at 2, and I got Kittle at 1 because I think Kittle, just like you said, he's the guy on that team this year. I think he's gonna have a better season, and I mean
Mm-hmm.
he's the better all around guy. But I mean, Kelsey, he's still going to do what he does. He's still going to get big fantasy numbers, big receiving numbers. It's going to be interesting to see those two battle for the number 1 tight end spot this year.
So you didn't even put Evan Ingram in your top 10.
No, he's just questionable, man. I don't really know about Evan Ingram. I don't
When
like
I'm
that
just
Giants team at all. I don't like that team at all.
I
I don't
don't
like their
I mean
offense.
I don't like the offense as well. I mean, your best receiver is an aged Golden Tate. I mean, hell, even numbers wise, your number 1 receiver is Sterling Shepard. Half the
Yeah,
people, half fans won't even know who that is. But like always, Saquon's gonna run that offense. But yeah, I feel like when Ingram's healthy, he's amazing. All right, next up we got edge rushers. There's a lot of good edge rushers. When I looked at the list, there's a lot of guys that was really hard to put into the top
yeah.
10.
It was tough. It was tough.
Start off with your bottom 5.
I got DeMarcus Lawrence at 10. He's gonna have a good year in Dallas this year. He's got on that line this year. The O line's gonna have to focus on, so that's gonna put him in some one-on-ones. I mean, I think he's gonna do good this year. I like that Dallas defense this year. I like the Dallas team this year. 9, I got Danielle Hunter, whatever you want to call him. Good Vikings D line this year. I think he's gonna shine just like he did last year. Just above him, I got the Bosa brothers. I got Joey at 8, and I got Nick at 7. Nick could potentially be way higher on this list after this year. Probably next year he'll
Nick,
probably break into the top 5.
the way Nick
And
played in his rookie season, I love Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa is just fun to watch. He was the
yeah,
only
he's great.
guy on that 49ers team that seemed like they tried in that Super Bowl.
Yeah,
If
he's a
Jimmy
star.
Garoppolo wouldn't have overthrown that pass, I would have had full confidence that if they would have won that game, Nick Bosa would have been the Super Bowl MVP with how good he played.
Yeah, and he won
Yeah.
Defensive Rookie of the Year. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's gonna be a
By
star
a
in the future, man.
landslide. Yeah,
Yeah,
by a landslide.
he's gonna be great, man. He's already better than his brother, in my opinion. But I mean,
Yeah.
that dad, man, he's gotta be so proud, bro. He's raised two top 10 D linemen, man.
Man,
That's
his
just a good
semen must.
genes.
If he would put his semen on fucking eBay, it would sell for millions.
Yeah, I mean, he's got great genes. Just above Bosa, I got Cameron Jordan. I mean, he's solid. He's proved himself a little bit more than the people behind him. Could switch him and Nick, but I mean, that's my bottom 5 right there.
Yeah. All right, my bottom 5. I did not put D-Law in the top 10. I
Okay.
feel like D-Law is great, but I feel like these guys are better. At number 10, I have Zadarius Smith. He had a
Okay.
great year last year, but once again, there's still a lot of edge rush. The same thing why I didn't put D-Law in the top 10. You got a lot of rushing talent there. And even though D-Law only had 5 sacks last year, or whatever the number was, it was a low number. It was kind of the Jadeveon Clowney effect. He is so good to where people will double team D-Law, and that's why Robert Quinn got the sacks that he did, because they weren't double teaming Robert Quinn. They didn't even care about Robert Quinn. They cared about the man who put up like 15 sacks in a single season. They don't want that happening again. But I did not put D-Law in my top 10 as much as it hurt me. At 10, I had Zadarius Smith. 9, I have Von Miller. He has fallen off. He's still a Hall of Famer. When it comes to all the guys on this list, Von Miller probably has the best career, no doubt. I just feel like he's now sharing the load with Bradley Chubb. Um, Von Miller's kind of dropped for me. I have him at 9. At 8, I have Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan, he's a great guy. I don't like him better than Joey and Nick Bosa. I have Nick at 6 and Joey at 7. Same thing with you. I said I'm really high on Nick, and I'm very confident he'll probably be top 3 by the end of next season. That's how good Nick Bosa is. And Joey Bosa, he's always been great. He got that bag this season. I'm going to go right into my top 5.
Okay.
At number 5, I have Danielle Hunter. You're sleeping on Danielle Hunter, man. Danielle Hunter is top 5. Even with Yannick there, Danielle is up there. At 4, I have Myles Garrett. I mean, he just smashes the competition. I mean, he's great. But in all seriousness, he's a great edge rusher. I mean, he's insane. I think last year he averaged a sack a game, which is crazy. At 3, I have TJ Watt. I don't have JJ Watt in my edge rushers because injuries and all that. But TJ Watt, he is special. TJ Watt is incredible. With how low he fell into the draft for the Steelers, I mean, it's a perfect, because he's probably the best player on that defense. Him, Minka, Hayden, they hold that defense together.
Hold on, let me get this straight. You just said you don't have J.J. Watt in this list?
I do not. I don't have
serious?
I don't have J.J. Watt in the top 10.
How do you not have J.J. Watt in this list?
Dude, almost every season. Okay, same thing that you had with Evan Ingram. He's questionable. J.J. Watt has not had for a while, hasn't had a full season. All right. If he can come back this year and win like comeback player of the year and play good and stay healthy for the rest of the season, easily he'll be top 10. But there's just all of these guys that are up there that are more reliable than him. I mean, it was hard not putting him in the top 10, but I just don't like him this year. At number 2, I have Chandler Jones, former Patriot. You probably know how good he is. He is insane. He had an insane year last year. Chandler Jones, him and Pat Pete. Once again, same with like TJ Watt and Minka and Hayden over there. They have a great rushing and a great secondary over there. Well, just mainly a duo over there for the Cardinals. But I really like Chandler Jones. And, of course, number 1 for me, Khalil Mack. The guy's a beast. I don't think there hasn't been a season where he hasn't played. I mean, for his standards, same thing with Zeke. Zeke had a good year, a great year last year, but he had an off year. Khalil Mack had a good year last year, but in his standards, he had an off year. I feel like that just puts him over everyone else. So yeah, that's my top 10.
I'm gonna admit that I actually forgot about Chandler Jones, and I'm gonna make an edit to my list and actually put. I'm actually gonna put Danielle Hunter at 10, take D-Law out, and put him. I'm actually gonna put him at 8, move Bosa to 9, and move Danielle Hunter to 10. Because I did forget about Chandler Jones. I more thought he was kind of like I didn't think he was a rusher that much. But, I definitely forgot about him. He had a great season last year. There's no denying that. He should be higher, but I screwed my list up. So
him and Shaquille, who's that guy? Who was that? Shaquille Barrett. Shaquille Barrett from Tampa. I debated putting him in this list. Just there's so many good edge rushers in the league. That's what was so difficult about this year. But there are some players who have been continually doing great, like Cam Jordan, like Von Miller, like Danielle Hunter, Myles Garrett. And same thing with Mac. That's why I have Mac at number 1. But your top 5, go.
Top 5, I got Von Miller at 5. Just like you said, he's getting a little older. He's not performing as good as these younger guys ahead of him. But I got 4. I got TJ Watt. Great season last year. He could have been Defensive Player of the Year. But he might get it this year. The fumbles this guy forces, man, he just punches the ball right out of people's hands. He gets to the quarterback. I mean, he does everything for that Steelers defense. Yeah. They have a great defense this year, and he's going to shine again. Just ahead of him, I have Myles Garrett at 3, Mr. Hulk Smash. He's undeniably a great end, man. He's since his rookie year, He's been putting up numbers, and I think he's going to do it again. Just above him, I have Khalil Mack, the guy that's been proving himself for years. I mean, you got to have him at least top 3. He's
Yeah.
just great. He had kind of an off season last year, but I mean, I guarantee he'll pick it up this year. So, since he's left the Raiders, he's kind of been on the downfall, but you got to
I
leave
think
him there.
his first year in Chicago was pretty good. I'm pretty sure his first year in Chicago was good.
Yeah, he's been pretty good. Definitely a great outside linebacker. And at number 1, I have J.J. Watt. Like,
Hey, number one.
yeah,
How
I mean,
dude? No,
he has.
he's a Hall of Famer, but you cannot rank a guy at number one who has been injured almost I'm pretty sure season-ending injuries like 2 seasons in a row, or at least in the past.
Is he going to be playing week 1? That's the question.
I don't know. That's the thing. He's questionable. I'm pretty sure it's questionable.
I
He'll
really don't
probably end
know.
up playing. He'll probably
I
end up
think he's
playing week
playing,
one.
dude. I don't know if he got injured or not. I remember.
Even
I think
then,
he played the last game of last year, and I'm pretty sure he did pretty good.
even
Like
then,
when they
I like
played.
Mac. I like Jones. I like all the guys up here better than Watt, just because even though JJ's probably the top guy up there, I mean I'm surprised you didn't rank TJ Watt, because TJ Watt I feel like is on the level that JJ Watt is, and he's only going up. Yeah, if Stephon Gilmore doesn't win Defensive Player of the Year, it's got to be TJ Watt. Hell, maybe even Nick Bosa, but
Brett, J.J. Watt played in the Texans playoff game versus who did they play first round? Who did the Texans play first round last year?
it was
a
the
good
Bills,
game.
right? It was the Bills.
Okay, he
JJ
played in
Watt
that
played,
game. He played in that game, dude.
but he
I'm
got
pretty sure he
injured
played.
last season. I'm pretty sure he got injured last year.
I don't know, man. I really don't know. That's what I was thinking too, but I just think he's number 1, man. He's got if he's in, he's number 1. I
Yeah.
think so. I think
I
so
just
because
I
he
don't
just
know.
dominates anyone, man. He's got the size. He's got
I mean,
everything.
he could prove me wrong, but all of these guys, I feel like all of these guys are gonna have better seasons. All
Yeah, we
right.
can move on from this.
But yeah, edge rushers, a little bit of a debate there, but NFC, this is where it's gonna be the main meat of this whole podcast. We got the NFC in the next episode, the AFC. We're gonna go through our 7 seeds. I'm gonna start off with my wild cards. So 5 through 7. Start off with 7. It is gonna be a tight race between Minnesota and the Bucks, but I feel like the Bucks are gonna take over at the 7th seed. I have them winning 9 games this year. Some people have them winning 10. I don't see that.
With the
Bucks have a
Bucks
better
that
schedule.
low?
Yeah, man.
Okay, just keep going. I'll talk about
I,
mine.
I have the Bucks at 9-7. All right, even though they have Brady, everyone's freaking out. They have Brady and Gronk, yada yada yada. Their secondary is flawed. They do not have a good secondary. Their O line can be iffy. They don't have a good running system. Their passing game is good, and they have good pass rushers. They have a really good linebacker duo with a Barrett running, and then who's that other guy over there? It's Shaquille Barrett and Levante David. I'm pretty sure it's the guy over there in the Bucks.
Levante David.
I still feel like that team will be 9-7. They do have a great head coach. I wouldn't be surprised if they go 10-6. Hell, maybe even 11-5. But yeah, Minnesota has the harder schedule. That's the only reason I didn't put Minnesota up there. It was really hard to leave them out. At the 6th seed, I have the Eagles going 10-6. Eagles have, I believe, a substantially better record. And that's what I'm ranking a lot of these off. Eagles have a substantially better record than the Bucks. They have a better secondary than the Bucks. All right. In my opinion, Carson Wentz will probably end up playing better than Brady. That's just me.
All right.
I feel like Carson Wentz will end up playing better than Brady. I don't feel like Eagles are going to win the division though, of course, because I have them at the 6th seed. At 10-6, I have the Eagles. At 5th seed, I told you the NFC is stacked because the wild card, Seattle Seahawks, 11-5. I feel like they're going to go 11-5. Jamal Adams is probably going to raise them up there a little bit. I do think another team will have a better divisional record. So yeah, who's your 5, 6, and 7?
At 7, I have the Packers going 9-7. I talked about that. I don't like their team this year. They're still going to be the Packers, though. They're still going to be good and make the playoffs and probably perform in the playoffs like they do. Just above them, I got San Francisco going 10-6 and actually losing that division to the Seahawks. I mean, there's you like the San Francisco 49ers, but They obviously have a great defense. They lost a few pieces, but I just don't see them repeating
I feel like
the 12 wins they had last
the
year.
whole thing when they lost to Forrest Buckner, that's why the culture better is because they got DeForest Buckner. But they got the 13th overall pick back. You give a Super Bowl contending team one of the top rookies in the draft, and they're gonna do good. They have one of the best. They probably have the best defensive coordinator in the league there, and he's gonna shift that man into a beast. And the only guy they really lost, the only two guys they really lost on their offense was Joe Staley. He retired, but they got Trent Williams, I believe that's his name, from the Redskins. They lost Emmanuel Sanders. He went to the Saints, and they lost Breida. Those aren't really big losses. Debo could come in. They still got Kittle. They still got Mostert. And they still got Coleman. They still got that system going on there. That's why I like the 49ers. Because nothing's really changed.
Yeah, there's no denying that they're a good team, but I just don't like them as much as you do this year. I don't think that they can repeat what they did last year. Their offense is just, it's kind of sus, dude. But I just don't like them as much as you do this year. I don't think that they can repeat what they did last year. Their offense is just, it's kind of sus, dude. This is going to rattle you. I have the Saints at 5, losing the division.
Nah.
I really like the Bucs, dude. I just don't question me on it. They have Tom Brady.
I thought you said you hated Brady, man. You're obviously so in love with this man. All right. We'll get it. All right. We'll get into it when I get into my top 4. I don't understand that. All right.
Okay.
All right. So my top 4 at the 4th seed, I have the Packers going 10-6. I feel like they're going to win the division. I don't see missing a minute winning the playoffs at all. I'm pretty sure the Packers have a better schedule than Minnesota. I like the Packers defense a little bit more than Minnesota, even though Minnesota just got Yannick. And they also have Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams. I like Aaron Jones this year a lot. At the 3rd seed, I got my Dallas Cowboys, the future Super Bowl champions, at 11-5. I want to go 10-6. I want to go 12-4, but I don't see us losing to. I see us winning both games against the Eagles this year. That's just me. At the 2nd seed, I have the 49ers at 12-4. Like I said, it's gonna be a tight race between Seattle and 49ers. But that defense is gonna carry that Niners team. If their offense doesn't play up, their defense is gonna take that. They're gonna take them to the Super Bowl probably. Saints, number 1 seed, 12-4. They're the damn Saints. They've lost nothing. When you look at, they have lost nothing. They gained Emmanuel Sanders through their offense, so now they have a better receiver core, and nothing else. Like, they've literally lost. I mean, they got rid of Eli Apple. Oh, damn. Not Eli Apple. Like, Saints are so damn good. Now, when it comes to the playoffs, I'm not saying they're going to do good in the playoffs because they can't even get past, like, the Vikings. But, yeah, Saints are the best team in the NFC, man. No doubt in my mind.
Okay, and by future Super Bowl winners, you mean like 20 years, right, for the Cowboys?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I was just making sure. At my 4, I got the Vikings going 10-6, winning that division. Great defense. I mean, they lost Diggs, but they still got Jefferson.
I mean, the same thing you were talking about earlier. Cook, even though he sort of kind of really did finish a whole season last year, he's injury prone. Aaron Jones isn't.
Absolutely.
Aaron Jones isn't. Aaron Jones is a better receiver threat. Dalvin Cook is definitely the better running back in my opinion, but Aaron Jones just because of his receiving threat. Aaron Rodgers loved Jones. And hell, even if Aaron Rodgers gets injured, Jordan Love, I've been hearing some good things from him. So
yeah, we'll see with that Vikings offense. It's a little suspect, but it can develop.
Yeah.
I got the Cowboys at 3, just like you, going 10-6, winning that division. I don't have the Eagles in the playoffs at all. I think Cowboys are gonna just dominate that division this year.
Nah. Eagles still have a good roster. As much as the big old voice inside of me is saying, burn Philly to the ground. I can't. They're too good.
Well, at 2, should I just say my 1 first? Because you're gonna know.
Yeah.
Okay, at number 1 I have the Bucks going 12-4.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me explain myself. Do you see the
Did
Saints?
you need to write down the schedule? Did you need to write down
No,
the schedule? Because
no,
because
I don't.
they don't have an easy schedule. They do not
I
have an
don't
easy
care.
schedule.
I don't care. The
It
Bucks
mattered
are going
last year
12
for
and
the
4, winning the
Cowboys.
division.
It mattered last year for the Cowboys. We went 8-8 and we had the hardest schedule in the league. That's how much a schedule matters. The Patriots had one of the easiest schedules in the league, and they got raped by Derrick Henry. They couldn't even get into the divisional round. Oh wait, did they get? Oh wait, no, they were in the wild card, weren't they?
No, they lost. They lost. The fucking
No, they were in the wild card round, weren't
no.
they?
It wasn't. No, they weren't in the wild card. They lost in the first round because the Titans beat the
Yeah, the first round is the wild card round. That's what I'm talking about.
They weren't in the wild card. They were
Yeah,
third
because
seed or second
yeah,
seed.
no, they weren't. They were the third seed. The second seed was the Chiefs. The first and the second seed were the Ravens, and then the Chiefs, and then I believe the third was because the Titans played 3 games. They beat y'all, then the Ravens, and then they lost to the Chiefs. So yeah, y'all were in the wild card round. Y'all went 12
Okay,
and
I only
4.
lost.
Y'all went 12 and 4, one of the easiest schedules in the league, and nothing else. So I'm saying schedule matters. And even though the Bucks don't have the hardest schedule, they're not going 12 and 4. They're not better than the Saints, the Niners. The Bucks aren't even better than the Cowboys.
Okay, Brett. Okay.
They're not.
We'll
They're
see.
not.
We'll see. I hate the Bucks, but I like them.
I
Can't
hate
deny the
Brady. I
talent
hate
on that
Brady.
team.
Yeah, if you ever like get divorced in your life, you're never gonna get over it. Just saying.
This isn't biased. This isn't biased at all. You knew how mad I was at Brady and Gronk for leaving, but there's no denying the talent on that team. If that defense can step up, and I'm sure they can, any team that has Tom Brady as a leader is gonna step up. So we'll
okay
see.
now. I mean, yeah, they're gonna step up into the playoffs because they
And
weren't
then I
a
have
playoff team last year.
Seahawks at second seed going 11-5. That's my rankings. Take it or leave it. Hate it or love it. We're gonna see, man.
Lord, man.
I can't just go with the easy stuff, man. You know me. I gotta put in a few bold predictions. I'm not just gonna say.
I put in a bold prediction by putting the Eagles in the playoffs.
Yeah, but
I put
go
Dallas at 11-5. I wanted to go 8-8 for Dallas because just how much I fucking hate our organization. I mean, I love the Cowboys, but I hate Jerry. But I just don't see the Bucks at number 1. I don't see the Bucks at number 1. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. I can understand the debate between the Niners and the Seahawks because the Seahawks are a damn good team. The only thing that separates the Seahawks from the Niners is an O-line, and they don't have one over at Seattle. Theirs is absolute dog shit. That's why they run the ball so much with Chris Carson because he's a power back. He runs through everyone, and he doesn't really need an O-line to block for him because he just goes. But
okay, well, we have this clip saved for later at the end of the season, so we'll see who's wrong and who's right. So
I'm telling you. If anything that I've said throughout this entire podcast is going to be right, it's going to be that Dallas is going to win the Super Bowl. All right, guys, thank you for watching this episode of the Heat Check Podcast. We dived into a lot. Next episode, hopefully we'll try to release it by the end of the week. We got AFC to get into. We got QBs, and we're going to finish off with D tackles. NBA is probably going to get into second series. We'll see who kind of takes the lead on that one. We're going to definitely keep an eye on the Heat and the Bucks. They're probably going to be the best series to watch. But without further ado, thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like. As always, thank you guys for watching. Peace.